Folks, hello and welcome to Gamers Health. Um, I never know if this thing is currently live or not
It looks
on
like it's
Rumble.
red though.
Oh, we are
Oh, because
live.
that's red. YouTube.
We're
Red
live.
tube.
Yeah, RedTube.
Huh.
We're live on YouTube. Um, don't know if we are live on Rumble yet. Rumble says
Is there a delay with Rumble?
I don't know. There may be a delay.
Mm.
Or it may not just be. Maybe I got to refresh the page. I had to refresh the page. There we go.
Okay.
I haven't quite learned the Rumble.
Well, it's only the second day, right?
It's only the second day that we've got Rumble up and running for these live streams. So it's kind of exciting, actually, from my perspective. Um, so we should be able to see your comments, whether they're coming from Rumble or from YouTube. I know you can also watch on X. I don't know if X people can. I guess X can mark the spot. I don't know if they can add to the conversation.
Oh, but Rumblers can.
Yes,
go,
their comments will show up here.
oh.
Yes, it's
But the Xers maybe not.
X is maybe not. I don't know.
Okay,
We're,
interesting.
we're gonna figure that stuff out. So, for those wondering, why is Tenkar adding this Rumble thing? Options. Listen, some people don't want to support the corporate overlords. I mean, I'm too small to be more than a pimple on the back of the corporate overlords anyway, even at my best or worst of times.
Well, also, if we're talking about inclusivity,
Well, yeah.
to be as inclusive as possible of all different types of people
Yeah.
on all different types of platforms. So it's the more the merrier.
Yeah, the better reach that we can get, the better it is, I think, for everybody. And
Health isn't just for YouTubers. Health isn't just for X. Health isn't
just for
just for
Rumblers.
Rumblers. Like it's for everybody.
So,
here we go.
Just on the off chance that something terribly goes wrong, we do have a thunder bumper, a little thunderstorm roaming in the background. I can see. We've heard the rain. I've seen the flashes of lightning. So we don't. Who knows? Just throwing that out there. And as just a short observation or a short notice, the bottom of the screen, there's a link to the Starfinder 2E playtest bundle. It's over on Humble Bundle. This is how you can support this channel. We don't do paid advertising. We don't do sponsorships. We essentially get funded by those that subscribe on YouTube. We can figure out how we can add that to Rumble and folks that use our affiliate links. So that way you get something, we get something, everybody's ahead of the game, and we don't sell our integrity. So, and for those wondering, yes, this is an original buff shirt from Fort Apache, Bronx.
It says on the back, "You're not in Kansas anymore."
Bronx Tracer Unit.
I have one too.
Yes, this shirt is circa 1999, probably. So, God, that's 25 years ago. Is that right?
Good stuff. It's holding in there.
Is that could be?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so and it still fits me. Holy crap! Holy crapola! So, all right. So we're gonna do our usual stick of going over, the past week in review, and then we'll go into the topic. We actually have some show and tell. Oh my God, we've got toys. We've got little toys, but that's what makes this fun. So, this past week, Rich and I both had doctor's appointments. I had my endocrinologist. That was on Monday. And I guess the best part about it is that over the last 6 months or so, my blood sugar went down from a 7.6 A1C to a 6.6 A1C. So it's dropped the point. I'd like to get it under 6. That would
Get
be,
it in the pre-diabetic area.
yeah. I mean, I am in what's considered manners for a diabetic, but I'd like to get it down even lower. So part of that is going to mean weight loss, which is going to mean once we're out of this heat advisory, getting more walking in. My Apple Watch did give me a notification that
Oh my God, I gotta shut mine. It just came from exercising in the next room, and I had left it on.
so my Apple Watch gave me a notification that my walking heart rate is down 12 beats a minute.
That's great.
So it's trending lower.
That it's not as stressful on your heart. So that means it can tolerate more.
Right.
It can tolerate more pace. It can tolerate, just different intensity of
So,
like incline and stuff like that.
so I think that's pretty interesting. Again, whether you're wearing a Fitbit, an Apple Watch, a Samsung, all these smart watches, the best thing that they do, I think, is monitor health, workout, sleep.
They help you become more invested in it. I
Yeah.
think in a certain way. Some people might not be, it might be just like, oh, whatever. I just use my watch for,
I thought,
whatever they use it for, other than health. I think that we primarily are excited by the health stuff in it,
Yeah.
like, certain health patterns, like, your walking stability, your, heart rate, your sleep, your, your VO2,
yeah,
all these things that.
our first smartwatches were the Samsung smartwatches back in the day, and
That didn't do much.
no, the big thing was you could do the walkie-talkie.
Oh, that's why we got them.
Well,
Because they
apparently,
weren't doing much like for health. They weren't. I don't think they had like the pedometer or any primitive thing like that. But like, yeah, I started with a Fitbit for like health watch.
yeah. So
I had 2 of those, and then we jumped onto Apple.
Apples, yeah. Actually, the Fitbit I had fell apart.
Mine too. Mine fell apart in a hot tub, like in a how do you call it? Like spa?
And it's no, mine
Like
disintegrated
spa
on
tub?
mine disintegrated on my
It
wrist.
couldn't handle the jets.
Mine disintegrated on my wrist. I was too hot, Rachie. I was too hot. And Rach had a doctor's appointment this week.
Mm-hmm.
Your doctor's appointment was?
I had an appointment with a rheumatologist this week because we wanted to rule out rheumatoid arthritis for what's going on with me. Because I already have the Hashimoto's disease, which is like a thyroid issue, where basically your immune system attacks your thyroid. But this condition can place you at increased risk of like developing RA. So the fact that I have arthritis in 3 different
Joints?
3 different joint parts of my body, like and bilaterally. So like on both sides of my knees, both sides of my hips, and both wrists / hands are not really that bad. And from the research that I had done, I was like, oh, maybe I don't have this thing because the arthritis is in my proximal joint. That last joint there.
Yeah, you're using technical terms.
I'm geeking out about anatomy now.
I know how to call the proximal joint.
But yeah, so it actually I got that wrong. Proximal here. This is in the proximal joints is where the RA comes, but in the distal joints, that's it.
So you were flexing the wrong joint.
In some ways.
Yes. All right.
So yeah, I don't have that, and she like this appointment was like an hour long. Like the nurse like comes, they do the intake, And the doctor was very thorough in terms of asking questions about pain and when it happens, and you know, sort of rating like where the pain is, and all of that stuff, and asking about family history, and things like this to make sure that she was sort of getting the right that make sure that she was getting the right answers, or getting to the core of what this is. And so she let me know that she didn't think I had it. So that is really good. She took they took blood, so that, because there's a couple of measures that can tell, like certain antibodies that you have in your system, that like your rheumatoid factor. So she checked that, and then she checked another thing. And so I didn't have the antibodies. Like my result was in the normal range, which is great. So, there's that. And then she referred me for an MRI. So I'm going to get that done on Friday, of, I guess, just the right knee, to see, if maybe I didn't tear the meniscus, or, what's going on with the arthritis in there.
I initially wanted to give a Thursday appointment, but as Rach pointed out, the receptionist must have seen the look on my face when she said, what was it, 7 o'clock?
7 a.m. or the evening time.
I must have gone, what the?
I was like, no, maybe the next day.
The next day she had the whole day open.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. Well, that's fine. My heart be still.
And the app kept pinging me like, oh, there's an appointment at 7 p.m. There's an appointment at 7 a.m. I'm like, no, thanks.
No, thank you. I don't want to change.
Yeah.
I don't want to change the appointment.
And then next week I go back to the radiologist, the oncological radiologist, just for like follow up. I guess they stay with you for maybe a year or something after your radiation, to make sure that you aren't having any consequences that they need to take care of from having the radiation done.
Yeah, I don't know. When I had my cancer, I saw my oncologist for 5 years, but I only saw the radiation oncologist during my treatment. And once that was done, it was like, get the fuck out of here. We don't come back here no more. You're done.
That's close for you.
That's done. You're done. But other than that, updates with the garden. The garden is doing extremely good, even with the heat. I've got 4 quart or 2 quart size bags in the freezer down in the basement. The big freezer
of our tomatoes.
So that'll probably go into things like chilies and stuff like that when they want fresh tomatoes.
Yeah.
We'll just throw in the whole tomatoes, and we picked tomatoes today. And I would have made a salad today. That was the game plan. But as we came in, I just saw the lightning cross the sky.
I didn't see that.
We have a window right behind, and I just saw lightning. But my blood sugar was down to like 67. So I'm like, we're gonna eat bad today.
Only today, because what's good is that when we go to Danny's, and that's like, a treat too.
Yeah, once a week.
We'll go like once a week.
Chinese food.
Last week we went twice, but we can keep that healthy. Get the steamed chicken and broccoli.
Right, with the sauce on the side. That way you're not oversauced.
Yeah.
She does it so well.
And you get your brown rice.
I did the fried rice. I was a bad boy. What can I tell you? So, but the garden is doing very well. The indoor garden is doing very well because
the indoor garden is amazing.
Our
outdoor is too, but we've got like outdoors, like our blooms are pretty much spent. Like flowers. We don't have so many left. Like we have these Rios that come out very pretty, and we have I think there's a couple of sunflowers out there in the front, and then that's pretty much it. But inside we have these gorgeous pink and white snapdragons.
Uh,
And then
we need pictures of the Guardian. Tell me that.
okay, we're gonna have to
Holy!
post some pics.
I just saw one. Same.
Another lightning.
Oh
guy.
my God! Not hearing it, but
Mm.
that was a hell of a bolt.
Ah.
Yeah, Tom, we've got what flower wise. We have the first sunflower open. We
The
have
sunflowers are out. They're like little sunflowers, so like maybe that big,
yeah,
but big enough, because it's a
snapdragon.
yeah. The snapdragons are gorgeous. Haven't seen those in years since my mom was
Right.
around, so that's fun.
Petunia.
White petunias.
And what's the other one?
The other ones are calendula.
All right, so
They're like a yellow, sort of marigoldy looking.
so we'll get some pictures ready for next week.
Yeah.
I don't want Tammy getting angry at it. I want that storm.
I saw that one.
Yeah, that storm. It not usual that I can see such at this window. So that's a hell of a storm.
Right, because there's so much light in here that there's a glare
Yeah.
on it, but you
Yeah.
can a little bit.
Yeah, so no, and it's pretty spectacular. So other than the garden, again, we've been haven't been doing our long walks because we've had some heat this week. We are in a
Heat advisory.
until tomorrow, I think, or is it until tonight?
I thought it was until tonight.
I lose track of this shite. So in any case,
But they did extend it from Friday.
so
today.
we're gonna
I don't
enter
know.
a little bit of a show and tell aspect, I think. So I saw on the Facebook, I saw an advertisement for this, and I looked at it and went,
Can
Hey.
we see? How does he do?
it looks like it looks like an alien. So what it do is this is to strengthen your hand, and there's different something you might be familiar with is this device.
Yeah, all the boys have that.
All right, this is to strengthen your grip. Now with my right hand, and I don't know how visible this is,
Oh, this is nice. It's got the
but in here
rubbery stuff.
I have this muscle that's completely torn off the finger, so it's pretty weak.
You're supposed to make it quick.
Yeah, that tells you get you a count. So I saw this on Facebook, and they wanted like
Okay.
I don't know $25 for it, something. And I have found whenever you find something on Facebook that looks interesting,
Oh yeah.
don't buy it on Facebook.
It's a fraction of the price on
So
Amazon.
you set this up. Not the easiest to set up with one hand, but
That's supposed to go in your palm, that plastic piece?
yeah.
Not on the outside.
No, so this is how it does, and then you open up your hand, and it's the fingers have to stretch, and you feel it in the fingers.
Hold on, let me see. So where you feel it is in your extension.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. So this is different than the grip, which is using this aspect, right? And that is one that's
Right.
interesting. This has a counter. This box set, it's a box set, folks. Also has the finger exerciser. All right, so your fingers. There's no counter on this, and then it has 2 rings. You can squeeze the rings for a better grip.
The
Well,
black one's really hard.
like I said, this was, I believe, $25 on the Facebook, and it
Just
comes
the one.
right now. This comes with actually 2 of these things because this can be adjusted depending on where you put the pin here to anything from 6 pounds to 11 pounds.
Oh.
And then this one is 13 pounds to 21 pounds.
Oh, got it. It's sort of like a resistance band.
Right,
in a
so,
way. Can you try?
Well, I got to get it off before you can try.
It's
So,
my turn.
in my time, let me play.
turn.
So, I believe that this whole box of goods Well, it's like $13 on Amazon. I don't have a link for you. Do a search for I don't know, hand stretch, hand exercise, and you'll find something like, I mean, I don't know, but you can certainly get something that's again half the price of what I would have been paying for on Facebook, right? Half. I haven't even tried it on my strong hand. Like I said, my right.
Oh, and you get it here too.
Yeah. So my right is the weakest because the muscle in here is atrophied. I don't know if you can see the difference. Like that doesn't have that. That one has. My God, that storm!
Yeah, I just saw that. That flashed in the whole room.
Yeah. And but not hearing it, so it's not that close, but it's very visible. So this came today. Like I said, I saw it on Facebook, and I've always been interested in trying to do what I could to rehabilitate what I can, what little I can of that muscle, because my ordered it on Amazon. I mean, if you want, I will look on my orders and send you the link afterwards. But I ordered on Amazon, and that box is like, I don't know, $13, $12.
That's a great deal.
It was damn cheap.
Mm.
Compared to, oh, look at that high glucose alarm. Compared to how low my glucose was before, I will take
Yeah,
that.
you had a hard night.
Yes, I had a hard last night. Around 3:30 in the morning, my low glucose went off, but it went off, and it was already under 7. It was already under 60 when it went off. So I was like, oh, son of a. And I went and I had some candies, and it was inching back up, and then it went off a second time. At which point I realized, you know what, this is going to be a long night. I might as well stay out in this room, stayed on the futon behind me, and not the futon, the what do you call it? The recliner behind me. The recliner. And what happened was around 6:30, my blood sugar dropped down again below 60, and it goes off usually below 70, so it's a quick drop. And that's when I was like, you know, we have some low carb bagels, but low carb bagels are actually still fairly high in carbs. There's a lot of fiber, so it kind of drags the experience out.
We have dates in there too.
Not dates. Dates can go. Yeah,
because they pack a good bit of sugar, but they're also fibery. Yeah.
So I had a bagel with butter, and that steadied it out and got me through the rest of the morning. But yeah, it was just you know, you can tell when it's going to be one of those nights when your body just like, no, I don't care if you have a lot of nerve clusters. We don't care. The gummy no.
Keep eating them gummy clusters.
I was like, it got to the point where I was like, they don't taste good right now. I don't want to have any more.
Well, I guess that'll create an aversion.
I was like, I should have bought orange juice when we went shopping on Wednesday, I guess it was. But then and it was on sale 2 for $5. But I was like, my blood sugar's been fine. I don't need it. More lightning. Holy crap. This is one hell of a light. I should have a camera in my window recording all these lightning strikes.
Is it still raining? It was raining when I was in the other room.
I don't hear the rain on the air conditioner, so if it's raining,
that's right.
It's very light.
Yeah,
but it's a very bright storm. Bright sunshiny day. Flashy. So, yeah, no, I guess. And again, the all those hand exercises. Again, I will. You know what? Tom's already sent me a PM to remind me. Not only will I send Tom the PM, I'll put a link in the pinned comments on this video. It'll probably be up within half an hour after the video is over. And that way, if anybody else is interested, you can grab it. I think for the price paid, the quality is pretty good. I'm not saying this is world-class stuff, I'm saying it's a higher quality than Timu, so it's got to be worth
And it's
something.
good for the function.
Yeah,
What
I
the
mean,
function
this
is.
isn't world class. This isn't like I need the exercise equipment that's going to build up. No, this is to work your hand, rehabilitate your hand, essentially. Um, and for the history of my hand, by the way, this goes back. Were we even dating? I don't know if we were even dating. No,
I think we
we
were.
were.
We were already
We
married.
were already married because we were already in the other two rooms for our bedroom. So we're gonna go back. It's probably about 11 years ago. We were probably our first
Probably
year
our first year or
of
two. Yeah.
marriage. I was home. It was my birthday. So it was July 30th. That was probably 2012, 2013. And I was going down the stairs and I tripped and I grabbed the railing / banister with my right hand because that's what a railing is when you go down. And it kept me from going head over heels, but it extended my thumb back. It hurt like hell.
So it tore some of the
Tore
muscle
something.
away from the bone.
Yeah. So fast forward to that fall, and I have a range day, and I am cleaning my firearms in preparation of the range day and dry firing. And this is my strong duty hand, left hand, no issues, and right hand couldn't pull the trigger. And that's when I went, "What the hell?"
Well, I'd been nagging about it because like he'd been in the doctors and like I would often go to the doctor together. We went to Socorro,
Uh,
down the road a piece, and yeah. So I was like, oh, he has this atrophy thing, like where
that
his
was
muscle went
yeah,
away.
but that was after the.
Oh, that was after the
Range.
range.
I didn't
Oh.
know. I didn't know it was atrophy. I did not know I had that issue until I tried to pull. I tried to pull the trigger, and I couldn't pull the trigger with my left hand. And then I got into the panic mode of, oh my god, what if they do the offhand range cycle? I'm gonna be screwed. They didn't. I was okay. But yeah, it was. Listen, is it a problem occasionally opening up jars? Yes. Um, is it a problem occasionally opening up my Freestyle Libre 2, my glucose reader, to get the whole thing set up so that I can have this?
Occasionally.
Usually, if I
It used to be more so in the past. I think they might have changed something about them.
I might have, or maybe I'm getting a little bit of the grip back. I don't know.
Maybe.
But our orthopedist knows about it, and he actually flat said to me, he's like, "Well, we could do surgery." I go, "Okay." He goes, "And it's probably not going to do much, or you adjust." And I'm like, "All right, I guess I adjust." I mean, that's.
I love the way here it's either this or that. I'm like, all right.
It's like, if you're telling me the surgery might not do anything, it might do something. But he goes, I got a feeling it's a bit too atrophy to do much. I was like,
right.
Fair enough. So if I can get the muscle working just a little bit better, I'm going to remark again that storm is, but it's a quiet storm.
Yeah, no
rattling the windows, no shaking the house, no sounds reminiscent of 9/11 for me. Just a lot of sky lightning. Was it?
Sky rockets
Gets in the
light.
Afternoon
delight.
Afternoon delight. Yes, I am a child of the 70s. Help me, Spock. Help me, Spock. So, we were going to discuss a bit on exercising when you've got new limitations, right? I mean, like this is not a new limitation. So when I exercise, even if it's something like lifting, I have to keep this in mind. If I am moving stuff around that's heavy.
We should get you gloves.
Uh-huh.
There's special gloves that you can wear. I mean, like our fit block. How do you call him? Blocks.
The weights.
Those weights that we have.
The adjustable ones, yes.
Yes, like they have.
The power blocks, or whatever they call
Power
it.
block. Yes, that's what it's called. I couldn't think of it in the doctors yesterday when they were asking. Yeah, so like that has like a grippy stuff on it, but that's not always enough for some people. So like, you know, I know of people that have nerve issues like neuropathy in their hands,
Right.
and so they wear gloves to lift that give that extra grip. So
Okay. Well,
yeah, we'll have to order that for you so that you can, you know,
like when I have
use
to
them
move
too.
something that's heavy, my muscles, my
And for that
biceps,
too.
my triceps, they all work fine. So I have the ability to lift, but the ability to hold on. So now, listen, when it comes to my nighttime glass of wine with our snacks, I have these metal tumblers. I like these metal tumblers because I can put a cap on them if I'm going to be drinking it really slow. So it, I can put it down. I don't have to worry about it spilling. Theoretically, we've proven that wrong. But also they are unbreakable, which is probably good because if I take the glass and it's full, and these are curved glasses, they are rounded glasses. I don't know if I have one.
I don't think you have.
I have one similar.
Oh yeah.
I was using for water. They're kind of like this, although this is a little stouter. These are a little taller and probably a little narrower. And I can grip it quite fine with that hand, but my grip isn't as good with my right hand. And once there's something in it, it always feels.
How about the paint on the other ones that we have? The blue ones that you got. They have a duller paint.
Which you would.
Does that help?
It always feels like it's gonna slip out of my hand. So
the shiny or the dull?
No, the dull. So what I will do, because I will often put this on my chair I'm sitting on, my office chair as I'm sitting in the recliner, I will pick it up like this and quickly move it to my left hand. I compensate before there can be an issue because I'm worried that there's going to be an issue. Maybe by using these little hand and grip exercises, maybe I can alleviate some of that. So part of dealing with limitations.
Wow, that one's on a real major delay.
Yeah, it's about a 10-second delay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've noticed that one of the things, and Rach, I think you've noticed this too. One of the things about dealing with limitations, whether they are temporary or more or less permanent, is acknowledging it. Rach is giving me a look.
No, it's true.
It's because, Rach, because of her knee, the issue that's it's been an issue now for a month and a half. Right?
Yeah.
First it was denial. Are these the right steps for you? It was denial, and then it was anger /
Well, anger was always going on.
Okay, but the thing is,
because like when I was in pain, that makes anger too.
Yes, but you have to acknowledge that. Yes, at the moment, I have this limitation. I need to work around the limitation or work within the limit of the limitation. If it's limiting you from doing something, don't attempt to push through it.
Right. I mean, that's what I was doing when the pain was like less. I was just like pushing through, thinking, "Oh, this is just it's nothing," because
This is just
It
pain
just-
leaving your body.
Well, no, it's not weakness leaving the body like a Marine, but it's, just because of the medicine that I have to take, I just thought you're just going to feel that way and just, get through, and hopefully, after some time taking it, it will dissipate,
Uh-huh.
and then it just got worse. So,
Right. Well, part of the reason why in Rachel's case it got worse is because she did, well, now I can hear the thunder. She did
Yeah.
something that I would normally throw shade on the men watching, myself included. She didn't listen to the instructions that she was given, or read
what do
them.
you mean?
Read the instructions that she was given in physical therapy. Early
Oh,
on.
yeah.
What do you mean? She made an assumption.
I thought I was supposed to be doing this shit every day, and you are, but maybe not to start. They were like, "Oh, we'll just start with 3 times a week." I was like, ugh.
and I'm telling her,
I really wanted to get after it and fix it and
right,
be done,
and I'm telling Rach,
and be squatting in my yoga class, which I'm not squatting in my yoga class yet.
I was telling Rach right from the start, as somebody who's gone through physical therapy. Okay, when I was going 3 days a week, they didn't tell me to do anything at home. When I was going 2 days a week, I was told to do something at home. And I was telling Rach, Rach, you're going twice a week. You should do, in that long break between you two, you should probably do a day.
Mhm.
But the other days are there for you to rest or to walk. There's other things you can do that aren't going to be affected as much by this limitation. You got to alternate it because muscles heal and build
Yeah.
when they rest. It took. I love my wife dearly. She is also the most stubborn individual I know.
Hell yeah.
Probably with the exception of myself over certain things. Which is why I make a great couple. But she is
Too stubborn.
stubborn, and I was the one, and I still am. When we go for walks with the dog, and I'm the one that's observing her pace. I'm observing her gait. How is she walking? Is it balanced? Is it slower? Is it faster? I mean, a lot of the stuff you can use somebody else as an
Right,
observer.
is it favoring one side or even alignment,
Right.
because that's like when you're not in alignment and you're, sort of favoring one leg or whatever, your hips are going to be uncomfortable. And so I've had that. And then, like, I've had that too, where my calf will have very intense muscle cramping. So I've been using myofascial balls
Myofascial balls.
to help break up some of the tension. So these, and I've had these for a while. I use these for a lot of things. I use these for like cars, like the shoulder. Certain exercises I do to keep range of motion in my shoulders and keep them healthy. But these can also be used for like pressure point massage. And so sometimes people will, use it up against the wall, like for their shoulder. Sometimes, one of my yoga classes, I learned to put them like under like my low back or like going down towards like my butt, like hip area to help with that. But you have to be a little careful with that because, so when you first put your body on them, it's a lot of, it's weight, so like initially, and you're putting it in that place that's like painful. Initially, it's just like, oh, and then, little by little, and as you move around on them, it starts to really help it dissipate. So I put these under my calf and I press my calf down on them and roll it around and, stretch it so that it can break up some of that. And that started to help. And then my hubby got me this.
Yeah, so hold on. Let me
So we're gonna give that a shot tonight.
TheraWorks for muscle cramps. Now we have a spray version that my mother gave us when I was having my issues, and I found
it's years old.
Yeah, so the spray version, it's a little clogged, so it sprays as much on your hand as it does.
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes it just feels good to do something.
Yes.
So the active ingredient in this is magnesium. So we'll see, how we go with that. But often it just feels nice to like put something on and like do something for yourself for that. You know. So yeah.
And as Rachel is pointing out with a lot of this stuff, sometimes the first thing that you have to do when you have these restrictions, you have this pain in your knee that you're told that you go to physical therapy for, is after Johnny, I'm sorry, after 50, never trust a fart. Can't say a word. I'm not gonna say a word. But the thing that you gotta do is do something. Again, the worst thing, and again, it depends on the restrictions that you're under. It depends on the injury that you have, or what's going on.
Sometimes it depends on the day, also.
Just do something, even if it's walking. To get your heart going a little bit.
Get your heart going and also to lubricate the joint. Your joints get lubricated when you walk, which is usually why you feel better, like after walking,
right?
In the knees, and then something I do too, like I've been trying to do my yoga, I can't do a lot on my knees yet. I can't like sit in a hero's pose. I've started to be able to sit sort of, in the Sukhasana, like the crisscross applesauce, and do my twists and like do certain stuff on the floor, on my back, and I use that to complement some of the exercises that I have from physical therapy that aren't like necessarily about the knees, but that are more about developing the other muscles, like in your like your gluteus medius and minimus and maximus, and trying to do that stuff, and then like also like adapting some of it, like I was playing. I saw somebody. I look a lot at YouTube and look for, how people are, exercising with arthritis, and that was something that was really cool because they had a lady like my TRX straps are really good for helping with that because
you can adjust the angle.
You can adjust your angle. You don't have to, jump. Some of the exercises, have jumping involved, but like that's some people can jump, but like if you want to keep it low impact, you can, and not have as much pressure on your joints until they're feeling better. And so like I even was experimenting like with chair, because like we have chair yoga, and like these folding chairs are one of the best investments you can make in your house. Being able to take out a folding chair and be able to do like certain poses with the support of the chair, like, your warrior one or something, you just go sideways on the chair, extend your leg to the back, and this way you're not putting all of your body weight into your knee, just there's a lot of things that you can do, so like I even found a lady with like a chair kickboxing for arthritis. I was like, oh, I gotta try that one. And then even like I was like, you know what, that could even, there was something that I saw someone doing like with a chair and like trying to get squats, can squat, but I can only do squats to like the 90, maybe a little less than the 90 degrees. But then like to go lower, like into like the deep squat, like I would do in yoga, I can't do that because there's a lot of pain when the knee bends beyond that 90-degree angle. So, you know, just like using the chair has been helpful for like doing some of the squats that, to make sure that I don't overextend. And then, also like, experimenting. I know this will be really good for me because like I wasn't able to do pistol squats before, but seeing the chair being used was like, oh, I could do pistol squats from the chair and start to be able to develop those muscles so that later on I could do pistol squats on, because they're basically one-legged squats and your other leg is extended out, and that's why it's a pistol.
Nobody can see your leg. The camera doesn't go through the desk. I could get a second camera, could show me in my short shorts.
It's definitely the chair is amazing, and you can still do so much to help yourself be comfortable.
Mr. Gunn is in the house, and he says his wife has chronic pain. She's been disabled for 10 years now. It makes him sad, and everyday tasks cause her pain.
Yeah.
And that's, again, part of dealing with this is acknowledging that, you've got certain limitations. Like, honestly, there are things that I can't do. Like, I don't have the overhead reach that I had a few years ago because of my sciatica and my back issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I have family members, not Rach. Rach knows my limitations better than I do. When I drop something on the floor, she's like, "Do you need me to get it?" She'll say that from the other room. "You need me to get that?" It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let me hold on to the table.
Or else I leave it there. I'll get it when I go in,
Right. But I have other family members who I have to explain to them, I can't do that. No, I go, listen, you can show me whatever you want. I am not capable of doing that.
Yeah, especially like the bend.
Yeah,
like the hinging at the waist doesn't happen for you.
Yeah, and the and certain, like, and
it might not even be good, like because of the heart situation.
Right. Or you can reach that. No, I can't. And trust me, I know what I do exercises and stretches to try to increase my capability. What's the matter?
Heard something like
Yeah, my chair. That was my chair, Rach. That was my chair. When I leaned back,
okay.
I heard it, and you went, oh. So it had to be my chair. So now I lost my train of thought because Rach was looking for the invisible creature that is known as my chair. But yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the frustration that comes in too. You can get frustrated with yourself, like, I should be able to do this and I can't. But when others expect you to be able to do something and you can't, you get other feelings. You get the feelings that of guilt, or I don't want to say I'm worthless, but I have less worth because I can't do X. Right? Oh, other people can do that. I can't. And it can be frustrating. It can be very frustrating. Again, I think the first step to any of that is to realize what your current limits are. If it's something that you can rehab and regain,
yes.
And let's be honest with everybody here, you may not regain 100%. You may not be back to where you were before.
Some situations are like that,
right? You don't, a lot of times, and you don't know. But you have to accept where you're at, understand where you want to be, and don't forget the difference between where you're at and where you want to be. Because I mean, when I saw Rach getting frustrated and actually hurting herself, um, it it hurt me. It's like stop. Because you get, and I understand her frustration. I understand it because I've gone through it. And when I had congestive heart failure, I could walking up a flight of stairs on a. If I got up a flight of stairs in 2 minutes, oh my god, it was like trying to get up the top and clap. If it wasn't going to make me exhausted.
Aw.
Usually it took if I
Yeah.
had to go, if I knew I would be taking a stair or two at a time and having to rest. So that was horrible. Now I fly upstairs, and every once in a while I go to myself, "Hey, remember how it was? Let's make sure
Yeah.
we never get back in that situation." All right. So
Right. That's the thing. You have the skills to get out of that. And then it's like keeping with it to
yeah,
keep that game.
Mr. Gunn, I do most of the everyday things for my wife. Cooking, cleaning, I even have to help her shower. I enjoy that task because I like the naked ladies. Okay. No, my chair is not haunted. Totally agree about the expectations. My wife feels terribly guilty and frustrated.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean,
especially like it's a loss.
Yeah.
Like about my yoga class, like I feel like a sense of loss with that. That was like a, a community, that I had, and I miss it, and
we'll get her back to there.
yeah.
Also, all the assumptions people have, she is not missing a limb, so they think she is fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I have some physical limitations on what I can do. I figured out those limitations. I don't put myself generally in situations where I will go beyond that point where it goes from slight discomfort to agonizing pain. But there are people, like I said, in my case, it is some family members that know my situation but don't know my
They
situation.
know
On one level, you know what
on one level, but then on another level, it doesn't penetrate
because
they can't. It's too much for them to see that. Yeah,
right. Because again, like Mr. Gunn said, I'm not missing a limb.
No.
I'm not disfigured, so the assumption is, well, you should be able to do everything, and that's not the reality in life, sadly.
Right, and that's probably something that's difficult about certain disability, like when people can't see it, the disabilities that people can't always see.
Right, Mr. Gunn. Yes, I would often scold my wife because she would do things I knew she could not.
Oh.
And listen, you married a woman that is stubborn. I married a woman that is stubborn too, and that's one of her best traits, and it's also one of her scarier traits.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when Rach was having some bad days walking, I would be the one going, Rach, do you want to, do you want to end it here? No. Listen.
And then I'll be like, oh, all right, maybe you're right.
Yeah, because there's no shame in it, right? We walk in a park that is, it's nice for the hot days because there's a lot of tree cover. You got to do a couple of laps on it. It's not a large part of the park, but it also means that if we keep to the outer paths, if Rach gets to the point where she can't go any further, I mean, worst come to worst, I just bring the car into the park, and if anybody,
otherwise, I'll just get my ass back to the car.
Well,
drag my leg over there.
You get yourself to the nearest curb, and I bring the car around.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's the reason why we actually stay to that side of the park, because we go to the larger side of the park. You'll be in places where you're a block and a half, 2, 3 blocks away from any place that I could pick you up.
Yes.
I could be.
I can't wait to get back there though. I miss that too.
But we don't miss Forest Park as much as I thought we would.
We haven't done that since last year.
Yes, last year. I haven't done it this year.
No, we didn't do it this year at all.
Yeah, when your spidey sense goes, hey, this guy is.
Well, yeah, that was weird. So like the day I was diagnosed with cancer, guys, like in September of last year. I took it all right. I was like, the doctor called me and he said it, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks for letting me know.
Like, okay.
We'll see what to do from here, and we go to the park, and we're taking a walk on this nice path, and we just really enjoy. The dog enjoys herself, and it's a nice long walk. And so we go over there to kind of help me feel better, like help me clear the minds, and just kind of like, yeah, it's okay kind of thing. And so we go over there to debrief and walk, and so there's this dude ahead of us on the pathway, and like he keeps looking back, he keeps kind of pacing us, and then there's like a place where it turns off into a
there's an underpass. It goes underneath the highway.
Yeah, to go to
the highway
off the beaten path, kind of.
Well, yeah, there's a highway that cuts through this park, Forest Park. So what was happening is that every time this guy would get too far ahead of us, because one of the things with me is and with the dog on top of that, we walk at a very leisurely pace. He would stop and like pretend he was on his phone, and then wait, and it's like, why it's like he wants to make sure. So when the path, we would normally veer to the left, go underneath this underpass. It's like a tunnel to the other side that would then loop us around, or we could continue, and then the path would actually take you back out to the street. You'd have to walk along the street and get back into the park and all that stuff. It wasn't as scenic. It wasn't as nice. And he made the left, and immediately I couldn't see him.
Yeah, and he's like, don't make that left, Rachel.
Yep, I'm like, don't make that left.
And I was like, oh, he was really trying to do that to us. He was gonna rob us in the underpass.
I was pretty sure.
And I was pissed. So like that just like did it. I was like, fucking today. Really, my dude.
Yeah, Rach was a little all right, so Mr. Gunn, I will say this, the ADA laws have been great for us.
Yeah.
She has access to places, parking is easier, and she has some protection against BS. Our HOA tried to pull some shenanigans and the ADA helped.
I'm sure.
Wow. Listen, if you want to get Mr. Gunn.
That's terrible. Neighbors screwing over neighbors, right? That's the HOA.
It's not the neighbors, the association. Mr. Gunn, if you ever want to get Rob Conley stirred up on something, bring up the HOA next Friday night. Okay, bring it up. You're gonna get a Rob Conley rant that the world will go, oh my God, Tenkar's got to cut this one out and post it separately. It's gonna bring all the peoples in. All the peoples, they're gonna come in for the rant of Conley. So just take that one, put that little feather in your cap, and go, I'll save this one for later. So there's a lot of, some of what we've spoken about is common sense. Some of it is just stuff that we have learned from trial and error ourselves. But I think the best way is, Mr. Gunn, you're the example. If somebody has, and like, listen, Rach and I have limitations. We have different limitations.
Yes.
Rach compensates for my limitations. I try to compensate for her limitations. She will remind me of my limitations when I try to step out of if I step out of my lane. Like, you can't do that. And I will remind her of hers. And I think as a spouse, as a family member, as a friend, as a partner, that's as important as everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times when you're the one with the limitations, when you're the one that has to throttle down, your instinct, most time you get is to throttle up. I'm gonna push through it. I'm gonna get through it. And I've thought this with my shoulder. I was like, all I gotta do is I'll just hang. I'm gonna hang from that chin up bar with just the one arm and just let it stretch out, and my shoulder's gonna be fine. No, it's not gonna be fine. It'll be fucking
You have to do many days of cars.
and it still won't be fine.
Maybe not, but it'll be better than once.
Mr. Gunn, I love me
Or
some
it'll
Rob
stay how it's
Conley.
good.
I'm not sure I want to cause him distress. Now, Bad Mike, I am happy to trigger him. Yeah, well, listen, talking about HOAs, I'm not going to trigger Bad Mike. Mike will be like, yeah, whatever. You want to trigger Rob? HOA. HOA. Let's do it as a chant. That's all I can say. So, folks, on that note, listen, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
I really do appreciate it. Going forward, we are going to just a general remark about this channel. We are going to try to get all the live streams up on X/Twitter, Rumble, YouTube. If there's a demand, I'll put it up on Facebook, but I don't think there's a demand.
Coming
for
to a
that.
platform near you.
I just want to make sure that people get to watch where they feel most comfortable at. I know there are people who hate Google and the Google overlords. I know there are people who hate Rumble, and there are people that hate X. That's fine. They give you options, give you choices. And if one of these choices at some point goes, yeah, you did something wrong that you don't even know about, but we're going to ban you, well, then obviously there's other venues that we can use to get the word out. Mr. Gunn, have a great evening. I was just on Rumble I was just out on Rumble, was missing your videos. Well, like I said, the Rumble, I had been putting videos up on Rumble when YouTube was allowing them to process from YouTube onto Rumble automatically. They no longer do that, and the live streams are a little twingy to get up until you figure out how to do it. I figured it out. And I just think it's a good option. And I want to really thank the pundit, Wenger, Ryan, because they opened my eyes to legitimately using Rumble. And it doesn't mean I'm going to stop using YouTube. Doesn't mean that. I'm just thinking it's an option, right? More gooder is more better. More options is more better. And yeah, YouTube.
Just make sure you do the goodest you can.
Do the goodest. Do the goodest at the best of what you've done. So, thank you. Again, if you watched on Rumble or X, really thank you, because hopefully we're picking up some new viewers. And again, going forward, all the videos, and I'll find some of the more viewed videos, the more popular videos that aren't on Rumble, and I'll make sure I upload them. So we're working on it. Okay, it's a work in progress.
It's a coming,
but it's a coming. And Mr. Gunn says, "Good to see you, Rachel." I think it's good to see Rachel too. All right, folks. On that note, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well, and I'll catch you all later.
Take good care, everybody.
Now I gotta go into Rumble. Oh, it didn't end.
No.
All right.
That's why I'm slapping you like.